as someone who trained in biology and then went to medical school, I think Dr. Seager, you touched on, we're all born with this natural curiosity, from the youngest of ages of where did we come from, where are we going, the origins of life, whether it's on the scientific realm, whether it's on, in our faith-based traditions and so forth. It's naturally innate to who we are as human beings. So we don't have to rediscover this. We don't, our children have this naturally. What we have to do is grow that curiosity. And in order for that to grow, we have to dream big, right? I mean, for those of us who grew up in the 60s and 70s with the space race, there was a dream. We didn't know how we were going to get to the moon. We didn't know what technologies it would take us, yet we dreamed about going there. And we've got to recapture that American spirit of dreaming big, of not knowing how we're going to make these discoveries, but truly committing ourselves to making these discoveries so that our children, so those next generations of scientists have this natural curiosity. And we can't be limited by saying, oh, we don't have the money here, or yes, we've got financial limitations, but we've still got to learn how to dream first, and then we can work within those limitations to say, what's the best way to use those resources? So that wasn't a question, that was more of a comment. The question is, when we're looking at the origins of life, when we're looking at the future of worlds and how that affects our own planet, these are beyond country borders, these are beyond nationalities, these are beyond faith traditions. What can we do within the context, if another country happens to discover evidence of life on another planet? We're all going to benefit from that discovery, and it is going to propel us forward. What are the contexts where we could work together? Because we're talking about big data sets, we're talking about analyzing major data sets. What context at the international level would you like to see in terms of collaboration in the search for life? I'd ask any of Dr. Voytek.
I would say that we attempt with all missions that are being planned by spacefaring nations that we can to collaborate with them, either contributing personnel or instruments. So we have a very good relationship with ESA, and they have flown instruments on our vehicles and spacecraft, and the Counter we have flown as well. So their ExoMars mission that's planned to launch in 2018, we have an instrument on board. Our plans for 2020 to bring back samples. We've been working with the international community to figure out how to share the results and participate together in the analysis of those samples. I think that we have ITAR restrictions, but science is an area that crosses boundaries pretty easily. There's the natural curiosity, and our scientists are doing a lot of the work for us.
Well, Dr. Seager, let's say we do build this next generation of telescope. Again, we will be bringing in massive amounts of data, and it'll take a lot of eyes and a lot of analysis. I know in other aspects, we've allowed those amateur astronomers and the public to go out there and look at this data. Again, that's a way of even getting high school students, elementary school students looking at this, imagining things. What are some contexts that we can do to, again, bring in the entire planet?
Well, I'd like to address it from a slightly different view, and I think it's great for scientists to interact internationally because we don't have a political agenda as scientists. But I think when it does come to space technology, this is my personal opinion, it is so much more efficient because we don't have this extra layer of bureaucracy and inefficiently to do it all ourselves here in America. However, if the budget realities and practicalities don't allow it, then I support the international cooperation in space technology. In terms of the big data that is public, like the Kepler data, for example, any one of us here, we can download the data, we can look at it all around the world. I think that is really great, and that does make the world come together in a unique way.
Great. Dr. Dick, would you want to add anything?
Well, I would just say that it very much depends on the scenario when you're talking about international cooperation, whether it's microbial life or intelligent life, and the implications of finding that. There are various international organizations that can be worked through, like the International Academy of Astronautics, and there's work being done on what we should do if and what the impact would be if either microbial or intelligent life would be found.
Great.
I just want to say one more thing. I want to reiterate the point that you brought up, which citizen science is incredible. I think it's a way to engage the public. I think that we have shown in astronomy in particular how it's a tapped workforce that has done tremendous scientific work for us. And I think, particularly with telescopic data, that we will continue to use it in the future and maximize it. It has been awe-inspiring in me to see how people have just gotten involved and are planet hunters themselves. I think the public is dying to get involved even more.
Great, thank you. I yield back.